If you do decide to take a run in this heat, there are a few things you need to keep in mind when it comes to safety.
It was December 6th of 2016 when former Washington State Cougar Klay Thompson went off for 60 points in the Warriors' win over the Pacers. While in a recent podcast, Kevin Durant revealed that Thompson didn't even show up for practice the day before.
She's 17 points away, so I'm pretty happy that she saved it for this game on SWX.
March 11th, aka Selection Sunday, may still be a little ways away, but no doubt college hoops at every single level are starting to heat up.
This is the dream come true right now. I'm no, I'm not almost, but I am on a stool right now. I was going to opt for heels today, but then that wasn't a good idea.
Do you think we need to be concerned about the camera, the costless carpet tower cam camera?
Maybe we should check.
The next time we check on it, it's going to be on its side,
we'll figure
on the
out
ground.
If the view goes to the ground, we'll know that it's.
Stay tuned, folks, for the 11 o'clock.
Both teams traveled very well. Now, I looked it up on my phone, and White Swan in traffic right now is 1 hour and 26 minutes away from Tijuana High School.
If you didn't know, I'm from Minnesota, and I got pretty excited. Some would call it a little too excited.
No.
After yesterday's Vikings win,
I want to be with you during their next game.
I don't think you do. I think I might just die. I think that's what's next for me. The Richland Bombers football team started a group chat at the beginning of the season called Home is Dome. Well, when they won last week's semifinal game, they changed it to We're Going Home.
And coming towards the end of the season, this is the most critical time for them to get wins under their belts, especially since they have those tough opponents here right in Kennewick High School and in Kamiakin High School.
Here, sum me up.
This was a Seahawks team that looked deflated, out of gas, just overall defeated. The Seahawks held to just 149 yards of total offense.
I am from the Midwest.
Yeah, and what was the top? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I don't know how that happened. Who would have known? Oh, yeah, like you've never done this before, right? What's the deal? Oh, and you guys, I don't know. It's getting out of hand here. We better go back inside. You are a rascal.
As you can see behind me, you could just catch a glimpse of the crowds that actually started gathering about an hour ago to welcome this Walla Walla Valley Little League squad home.
If you were like me and got any sort of news update regarding Mike Leach and Tennessee last night, you probably had to do a double take toward your phone screen. But that isn't the case. The playoff spot is awarded to the team with the next best overall winning percentage on the entire season, and that would be the Dust Devils. And this may be a bad example because this is not the right fit. And,
you're so good. They'll be so proud.
They should be fitted, and they have like chest measurements for like different,
so keep that in mind
when you're buying one. Yeah, make sure you find the right fit, or else this would just go.
At just 10 years old, Blake Burrell can already call himself a world record holder. That is exactly 89 pounds that Blake is pressing. He weighs 77 pounds.
We've been doing it for a while, been saying like I should see if I could get a record, but we would have to find like an actual place.
What record did you break there?
The 77-pound world record and American.
About 6 months ago, Blake set out to break a record older than he was. But that isn't the only accolade he's been able to rack up.
To this day, he has the American record in bench press, which is the same as the world record of 89 pounds for 77-pound weight group.
He also holds the deadlift record and the squat record in Washington State.
He got the state record his first meet, and then I was like, hey, you're only 3 pounds off the American/world record, so you want to go for that? And he said, yeah. So he worked really hard this summer, and he got it.
He's also the national champion for 2017, and he qualified for Worlds. So, of course, I had to challenge him just so he could prove himself.
Go.
No, I've never been able to do a pull-up, but for Blake,
I'm catching up.
Clearly, it's no problem.
He has a genetic makeup that he's very athletic, and once he's focused, if he has those goals in mind that he wants to set, he's going to be doing it. Not a lot of kids have that ability that he has right now at age 10.
But when I asked Blake what the dream was, at least at this point, it isn't to break any more world records.
Kind of thinking about becoming a lumberjack.
You want to become a lumberjack?
That's from using an axe to cut wood.
Reporting in Kennewick, Kelly Hinseth for SWX. If you've spent time in Eastern Washington, you know his name.
Touchdown, Cooper Kupp!
I mean, this has been a dream of his since he was a little kid and has been working towards this since he was a freshman in high school.
A few Sundays back, Cooper Kupp's football journey came full circle as he suited up at CenturyLink Field.
2 years ago, we came out here to a Ravens game, and we were able to get field passes for pregame. And my dad asked me, he said, a couple of years from now, you see yourself playing out here. And so having that conversation with him, and being like, I do. I can see myself out here, and having that realization, like, okay, well, here I am.
I do remember just kind of leaning over to Cooper and say, hey, do you see yourself out here in a few years? And he looked me straight in the eye and said, absolutely.
As a rookie, you never really know how your first season is going to go. Well, for Cooper, 4 touchdowns and a new Rams rookie record for receptions, you could say it's gone pretty well.
It's just very, very difficult to break in right away, and for him to do what he's done is, I'm just so proud of him.
And in chasing any dream, the road is never without difficulties.
You can collapse and kind of implode when that kind of stuff happens, and put too much pressure on yourself, or you can rise above it.
But it's Cooper's drive that has gotten him through.
And it's been a lot of, and he would have to tell you, but it's been through a lot of prayer and allowing Christ to work in him, and for him to trust God's plan for his life after those kind of things happen, to really be free to be able to use the talents and the gifts that God's given him. And I'm just so proud of him to be able to do that and raise his level, and so we'll see where it goes from here.
Reporting, Kelly Hinseth for SWX. Claire Eccles is literally in a league all her own.
My parents never forced me into any sports, so when I was young, I got a computer game called Backyard Baseball 2003, and I played that game, I loved it, so I told my parents that I want to go into baseball.
At 19 years old, Eccles is the first female to join the West Coast Summer Baseball League.
The GM of the Harbor Cats, Brad Norris-Jones, he contacted my national team coach for Team Canada, and then met in a coffee shop at UBC, which is where I go to school, and sort of just went from there.
For Eccles, it was always baseball from the beginning.
I played other sports too, like all throughout elementary school and high school, but that was just the one that stuck with me the most. I even had to switch to softball for my first year of high school, and I took the year off of baseball, but I had to go back. So.
And in going back, Eccles was able to master the art of a knuckleball pitch, which is what makes her such an asset to the team.
Well, I try not to take really hot showers, because after you take a shower, your fingernails get all weak. But I just really have to be careful. I have pretty strong nails. Yeah, that's a big thing, because if it breaks, then it doesn't work. So.
And since joining the league, she's been able to inspire far beyond just Victoria.
It's super cool. I've gotten messages. There was one message that I got from a dad in Philadelphia saying that his daughter is a big fan and they're gonna send me mail, so that's pretty cool. It's reached all the way out there and not just locally.
In Walla Walla, Kelly Hinseth for SWX.